So when I was getting prepared to come and talk to you today, I always ask the angels, what do you want them to know? What do you want me to tell them? What's the most important thing that their hearts and their souls need to hear? And so one of the things they told me, which was for my heart and my soul, is that when we have something new we want to manifest on earth, we call you. And I got that guidance, and I took a deep breath and I thought, wow, that's true. That's true. One of the gifts that I have is the ability to manifest. And it's funny the way it comes, because our gifts are never quite what we would expect. And it can be a little difficult for us to recognize our gifts. So most of my life I've been struggling, I've felt challenged, I've had all these problems in my life. But what's happened is each time I've had a big problem, something really amazing has come out of it. So through the challenges I've had in my life, the angels have guided me to create something really amazing. I've got my treasure trove here. So my angel blessings cards were the first thing that happened like this. Who here has my angel blessings cards? Can you raise your hands? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. This is, I'm happy to say, this is the 4th edition. So there are 3 other different versions. It's approaching its 20-year anniversary. And this is such an amazing work. I want to tell you why. Because this helps us understand what we're doing here today with working with the angels to access our divine inheritance. So, in my youth, I was really pretty. And I loved to wear high heels and tight little short skirts. I was just darling. I had my little briefcase. I was a financial planner and a stockbroker. So I worked up on the 8th floor of this big building. You know, I was one of those ones that had the big office window. You know, the big window with offices, the office with all the windows. I had a really wonderful life. I had a new husband. We'd just gotten married. We'd been married about a year. I had a new Mercedes-Benz. I had a new beautiful home in the country. And things started to happen. First of all, my feet started to hurt so bad that I couldn't wear those really wonderful high heels that I really loved. And you're laughing, I bet this is a familiar story. I thought it was the end of life to go to flat shoes. Little did I know. The next thing that happened was my stomach hurt so bad that I couldn't wear my cute little tight mini skirts anymore because they hurt. So I had to go to baggy pants and big baggy clothes. And again, I thought this was the end of life. It was certainly my fashion death. But there was more. My health kept deteriorating, one thing after another. I had to keep changing, I had to keep accommodating, and I kept accommodating until I got to the point where I had a really bad weekend. I had a lot of pain. I was suffering terribly. I came into work one Monday morning and I'd done a financial plan. I was the chair for a group of about 6 or 8 different planners and different specialists. We'd all come together. So Monday morning I had this plan ready that I'd finished the week before, and it was my job to go through the plan with the specialists and make sure everything we'd done was correct. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Anyway, so I got up in front of the table with all my people there and the plan in front of me. I opened it up, I looked at the page, and while the letters and the numbers on the page looked vaguely familiar, I had lost the ability to read over the weekend. And talk about shocking. Now, I'm a well-educated person. At that point, I just had a bachelor's degree. Since then, I value education. I've gone on to get a master's degree and a doctorate. But at that point, being a well-educated person who relied on my ability to read and do math for my livelihood, to suddenly stand up in front of a group of people who were looking to me to lead them, and to not be able to read a word on the page was terrifying. Has anybody here been through that kind of something like that in their life? Yeah, yeah. Well, I had to just make some excuses. I put the paper down on the desk. I asked them to just take care of it, and I left. I went home, my new husband, who was a really wonderful man, said, "Oh, honey, you're just tired. A little bit of rest and you'll be good as new." Well, it didn't go that way. 2 years later and a dozen doctors later, nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. They kept telling me I should go to a psychiatrist. Anybody been there? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I don't know what's wrong with you, so it must be all in your head. Go to a psychiatrist, honey. So 2 years later, I was in horrific pain. I couldn't read. I couldn't watch TV. I had cluster headaches. Has anybody here had cluster migraines? Yeah. Aren't those special? 6 days on in a cluster headache. You know, the kind where you just want to blow your brains out with a gun? That kind of headache. None of the medicines they gave me worked. So I discovered that I was actually quite good at suffering. I could lie on the sofa and play some nice, sweet, gentle music and suffer really good. And what I did when I was lying there on the sofa in pain was to pray, because it was the only thing left that I could do was to pray. I couldn't read because I'd forgotten how. Couldn't watch TV because the light and the sound hurt. There was nothing left for me to do but to pray. Has anyone else been in this place? Yeah. So, one day there on the sofa, I was lying there and I reached a new depth of prayer in myself that I had never been to before. It was a new level of surrender that I had never been to before. And my prayer was, "My Lord, I don't care what you do with me. Just bring me home now." That's a scary prayer. I don't care what you do with me. Just bring me home now. All I knew was the only thing that mattered to me was to feel God's loving embrace. That's all I cared about. I actually wanted to die, and in that prayer I was wanting God to bring me home. But there was this other part of me that knew that my separate will was what was killing me. And the only path I had left before me was complete and total and utter surrender to the will of God, whatever that was. And at this point, I no longer cared. I was content. I was a good sufferer. I could suffer for years if that was what was necessary. I was ready to go home. I was ready to leave the body to die. That was my preference at the moment. Or I was ready for anything else. You know, if God wanted to heal me on the spot, that would be perfectly fine too. So what happened in that prayer was my whole entire being, every bit of me went into that prayer. "Lord, I don't care what you do with me. Just take me now." The ceiling in my house vanished. It was, you know, like we have this ceiling here. That ceiling vanished, and the heavenly host came into my living room. This was like one of those paintings with the millions of angels, you know, like the Doré line drawings, those beautiful things with the millions of angels. That's what it was like in my living room. They came to hold me in an embrace of love that was unlike anything I had ever felt up to that point in my life. It was so much love. In that love, my pain completely disappeared. And I went from feeling like a pitiful, pathetic little blob of flesh that couldn't do anything because I was very doing-oriented, to feeling completely loved for exactly who I was, whether or not I could do anything. What I could do was irrelevant. It was just my simple being that mattered in this embrace of love. And in that moment, I received an inner request, an inner knowing that the angels were asking me to create a bridge to spirit. Now, it didn't come so much as words, but there were some words attached to it. It was more like a massive knowing. Who's had that experience of a massive knowing coming into you? Yes. And so, while my little brain is saying, "You can hardly get up and walk to the bathroom. What do you mean?" You know? This other part of me was just shooing that away and saying, "Yes, yes, yes. I would do anything to stay in this embrace of love. Yes." So gradually the vision left, the experience left, the love softened, but never completely left me. A week later, I was guided to a doctor who was able to diagnose and treat my condition. Took about a year in serious treatment for me to recover any kind of abilities, but my ability to read came back. Turned out I had about a third of the amount of blood that my body ought to have in it. You know, it's a pretty big minor detail for doctors to miss, don't you think? 12 of them? Yeah, yeah. And you know, God bless our doctors, they're only doing the best they can, but sometimes they miss some pretty big road posts, don't they? But anyway. Yeah, never forget to charge you, he says, right, right. So anyway, I was guided to this wonderful doctor who saw me, who heard me, who recognized the problem, immediately started treating me, and within a year I was well enough to begin to work on this bridge to spirit that they'd asked me to create. Well, so far I'd met the angel of prayer who taught me how to pray an unconditional prayer that God could respond to. No conditions, just take me, I don't care what that means. I met the angel of surrender who taught me to come to that place in myself where I wasn't saying, well, if you do this, I'll do that. You know, no bargaining. This was total, unconditional surrender. I met Raphael, the angel of healing, in a very new way, who guided me to the doctor who was able to treat me, who was able to bring me back to life slowly, one at a time. And then over the next 4 years, 44 other amazing beings came to me one at a time, infusing me with their quality of love and helping me to learn how to express who they are in their lives. And that is Angel Blessings cards. And I tell you this story because through this process of being guided by the angels, of connecting what was happening, I was discovering my divine inheritance. I was discovering what I was put here for, my life mission. I learned how to connect with the true realm of existence, directly with God, with the angels, with many spiritual beings, to receive guidance and direction. And the qualities of my soul came alive in me. I like to say the qualities of my soul were deposited into this Kimberly bank to be able to be expressed out in the world. Pretty good, huh? Well, that is all of our path. We are all being called to this path of unfoldment. We are all being called to this path of awakening, to find ways to access these places in ourselves where we connect with the all that is, where we connect with our true selves, with our souls, with the angels, with ascended beings, with God directly, with the aspects of God, with the incarnations of God. Since then, I've been blessed with many extraordinary experiences, but that's another story. So back to this talk about accessing this divine inheritance. How can we do that? So what I'd like for you to do right now is close your eyes for a minute and just take a few deep breaths and relax. And wonder, how is it in your life that you're being called? Have you had health issues? Have you lost a job? Have you lost a home? Have you had some kind of drama in your family? Or are you simply being called from within to something greater? How is it happening for you? How are you being called? Take a breath and really feel how you are being called. You may know what you're being called to, or you may just know at this point that you're being called and you're not sure what you're being called to yet. But at this point, just breathe into what you know so far and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. So since you're here, you probably know that there is more energy pouring into our humankind now, pouring into Earth, than ever before in all of our human history. You probably know that, don't you? And what is that energy coming to do? It's coming to awaken us, isn't it? And you're here because you are awakening, aren't you? You're here because you're awakened already, aren't you? And you're here because in that state of awakening, there's always more, isn't there? There's always more to discover, always more to explore, always more parts of ourselves as we open and expand in light and love. There's always more. There's infomercials, you know how they always say, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. We're going to double size that offer. But wait. Well, that's how it is with spiritual awakening. There's always more. No matter how much we feel like we have, no matter how much we've gotten or we've experienced, there's always more. And so this energy, this awakening energy is pouring in right now because there's more. There's more for each of us. Each of us here has unique talents and gifts that we're either already actively sharing or that are waiting to be shared. Some of us have huge, massive visions. Some of us have huge, massive missions in life. And some of us have very sweet little missions loving our families. And it doesn't matter whether our mission is a very small, private, family-related mission or a massive, earth-changing mission. All of us are very important. And we are all being called now to awaken, to express the soul qualities that are within us, to express the love and the gifts that are within our hearts. You ready for that? Yeah. So, about 1.5 years ago, I was getting ready for a talk like this, and I was praying, which is what I do. I always pray, what do you want me to do? What do you want the people to know? And at that time, the guidance came in to activate our Devic Seals. And I thought, activate our Devic Seals, okay. Well, I remember 20 years ago when I was working on angel blessings, one of the things they had me write was about Devic Seals, but they didn't tell me very much at the time. So there's some vague reference to Devic Seals and angel blessings. I've read about them a little bit, but there's not very much literature that's available on it. My best reference is a book that was written, I think, in 1952 that was a wonderful, wonderful work on angels that had this much on Devic Seals. And so that much said, here it is. Roughly paraphrased, Deva is Sanskrit for shining one. And this refers to the self-luminescent glow of angels and spiritual beings. You know, they glow. They are regarded as omnipresent, which means they can be anywhere. They can be multiple places at the same time. They're super-physical agents of the creative will. I love that. Super-physical agents of the creative will. And as directors of all natural forces, that's another wonderful one, directors of all natural forces, laws and processes, solar, interplanetary, and planetary. So the term Deva can also apply to archangels and certain other angels and nature spirits. So the Devic Seal is actually the collaboration. It's the collaborative connection between us and our Deva. And so he also went on to say that with regular practice, by the way, this was Jeffrey Hodson from the Kingdom of the Gods. He went on to say that regular practice of invoking angels lifts the vibration of our auras to angelic frequencies where inspiration, resources, and miracles are accessible. So that's all Jeffrey had to say on the topic. So as I was praying about this, I got a whole lot more about our Devic Seals. So what I've come to realize in the last 1.5 years since I've been working with the Devic Seals, I've had the pleasure now of offering this in a couple of different ways, in teleseminars and also in live events. Each time I do an event, they tell me more, which I love. And what I've come to discover is that really this Devic Seal is how we connect. And I want to tell you a story. So long, long ago, in a place that seems like it was far, far away, but it was actually right here, just in another plane of existence, were our true selves. And our true selves are these amazing spiritual beings, these devas, these self-luminous beings. And for some reason, they decided that it might be fun to have a physical experience. From my perspective, there have been many times where I question this judgment, but being a trusting soul, so what they did was they splintered off a fragment, which is our soul, and our soul incarnates into these lives we have as our body, to do this short story here, and our soul retains all of the collective memories of all of our lives. And also, it retains our divine plan, our blueprint, our divine blueprint. So it's our soul that watches over us, that guides us, that helps us to go forward, that helps us make good choices. It's our soul that connects us with our true being. It's our soul that knows what's real for us. So, this Devic Seal is actually our lifeline back through our soul to our true being. When we were born into this lifetime, actually, our Deva put this Devic Seal on us, marking us as divine territory, marking us as the children of light. And so, as we awaken, we become more aware, we remember who we are. We remember what our calling is and why we're here. And most important, we remember that we are children of light. We stop believing all of that other stuff that we've learned about ourselves. It's not true. And we begin to believe the truth about who we are. We are amazing, loving, beautiful, kind, resourceful, brilliant, creative manifestors with deep, loving hearts, with joyful souls. That's the truth of who we are, regardless how it may seem from moment to moment. And so the Devic Seal, the purpose of the Devic Seal is to reestablish that connection with the truth of who we are, to make that connection stronger. So it's easier for us to connect with the angels. It's easier for us to connect with our souls, with our true being. It's easier for us to connect directly with God and other divine beings. It's easier for us to know what our mission is, what our life purpose is, what our soul calling is. It's easier for us to receive the guidance that we need to be clear about what we're supposed to do next. That's the power of the Devic Seal. Pretty cool, huh? So before we do anything else, I want to activate our Devic Seals. How does that sound? Then we're going to do some fun meditation in that connection to help you open up more to receive what you need next. So naturally, I managed to get this on 2 pages. Okay. So what I want to do to start with is just have you close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Yeah, is that better? Okay. Okay, thank you. So close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. That's it. And as you breathe and yawn and open and go within, let your heart begin to open. It helps me to put a hand over my heart, to help me feel the love energy that's already in my heart. So can you feel that love in your heart? Breathe into that love and have it expand. Let it expand, because this Devic Seal is really all about love. It's all about love. And as you breathe, notice who's here with you. Is your guardian angel here with you? As I look out and see your beautiful faces, I see your guardian angel standing by you. You might feel your guardian angel's hand on your right shoulder, letting you know that he or she is there to comfort you, to guide you. We all have at least one guardian angel, and everyone in this room actually has a team of a number of angels. So this room is full today with the angels that we bring with us, plus the angels who have come for this blessing. Who else is here with you? Who else can you recognize? Do you see saints and masters or incarnations of God? Can you recognize angels? Who do you know is here to support you? And trust that. Trust that inner knowing. You have so much support. Let yourself feel that support that's here for you. Let your heart be filled with the love of these angels that are here for you already. Oh, there's so many wonderful beings in the room. There's Jesus and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, Joseph of Arimathea and Moses and Enoch. There are a bunch of ascended masters. There are so many angels. The seraphim angels are here with us. The seraphim are the ones who bring us into the heart of God's love. The archangels are all here around us, surrounding us in love, in protection, in grace. So much love here. So now we're going to activate that Devic Seal. And I want you to repeat out loud after me, I, and your full name. Call forth the activation of my Devic Seal. I am a child of light. I serve the light. Divine love is the most powerful force in all of creation. I call upon divine love to open my Devic Seal, allowing me to connect fully with my divine inheritance. I am ready, willing, and able to be the vessel of light in this world that my true self is calling me to be. I am one of the shining ones. Fill my heart with divine love so that it overflows to bless and awaken others. From this day, I go forth with the seal of divine love shining from my heart and soul. I am the treasure. I am blessed. I am grateful. So it is. Now put your fingertips over your heart and gently move the skin over your heart in a counterclockwise circle. That activates your Devic Seal. That opens the floodgates of love into your heart, into your life. Can you feel it happening now? That's it. Gently move the skin. in a counterclockwise motion. That activates the seal. So you can do that anytime you want to activate this seal. In life, when you're standing in the grocery store, when you're having a difficult challenge at work, you can just kind of nonchalantly put a hand on your chest and make minute little counterclockwise circles over your heart. And that opens the access through your Devic Seal to divine love, to support, to help, to your divine inheritance. How does that feel? Does that feel pretty cool? You like that? You can tell I'm from California. I say cool a lot. Sorry. My husband's a surfer. So I want to read to you now. How did that feel? Did that feel good? Did you like that? Could you feel the love pouring in? Could you feel something shifting? Did anyone feel a little dizzy? Yeah, that dizziness, that little sense of slight dizziness is wonderful. It means that you're leaving behind time and space and you're going into a deeper connection with the eternal. That's one of the symptoms for connecting with the angels, is just a slight dizziness, slight off balance, maybe a little like spatial disorientation. That's a little symptom letting you know that you are connecting outside of time and space with the eternal. So as I was, again, preparing for today, the angels gave me a series of messages that they wanted me to read to you to help you understand more about this Devic Seal and what it means to you in your life, how important it is, and then we'll talk a little bit about how to use it. So I want you to listen to this from a meditative state. And for me, it helps me to listen with my eyes closed. When my eyes are open, I tend to be distracted by what I see. But when I close my eyes, I can focus more deeply on what I'm feeling. And that's what I want you to focus on as I read these messages, is what you're feeling. How does it make you feel when you hear what I'm going to read? What awakens, what activates inside you as I read these messages? And it could be a wide variety of things. You may have moments where you say, oh yes, that is so true. And moments where you say, I don't know about that, or I doubt that. Whatever it is that's going on inside you, trust it. See where it takes you. Doubts may be taking you to a place inside yourself that is begging to open to more love. So be curious, be inquisitive as I read this message. See where it's taking you. Notice most of all, though, how you feel and what's happening inside you as you read this message of love from the angels. So close your eyes and take a breath, and here we go. Love, you are my arms to hold others in love. You are my voice, speaking words of encouragement and love. You are my eyes, seeing my children through eyes of love. You are my ears, hearing their stories of pain and of desire. You are my feet, walking the ground with love. You are my heart in action. Trust, beloved children of light, I am guiding you always. All is in divine time and order. Ask for what you want. Allow your mind and heart to imagine a different life. Allow yourself to receive a bounteous infusion of goodness. You stand before a great banquet table, and yet you will not feast. The days of hunger and deprivation are over. Allow the richness of your inner life to spill over into your outer life. Receive your divine inheritance. In daily meditation, open to receive the love, guidance, and oneness you yearn for. Then watch it manifest in life. I come to you as people seeking you out for what you have to give. Love me through the people. Write, create, teach, lead, sharing the treasures within with the people. This is the miracle of love. Connect with your family and friends. Connect with your community. Share the love. Receive the people. Share the wealth. You are feeling my will. Our wills are one. The angels say, we are here. We are not imaginary or made up. We are real and we are here. We are your lifeline to truth. We are offering resources and solutions. There is such a wealth to be found in connecting with us. Yes, wealth. Open your mind, emotions, and world to receive wealth. Wealth of a healthy body. Wealth of a clear mind. Abundance is your natural state of being. Receive as you give and give as you receive. This is the circle of abundance. It does not deplete or diminish. Like love, abundance is ever expanding, deepening, expressing. The treasure trove is opening up in ways that will delight and astound you. Receive. What is it that you need to receive? This is your opportunity to ask for it and open your heart right now to receive, right now in this moment, not later, right now. Open your heart, your body, your mind, your soul to have an experience of receiving what you need right now. Breathe it in. Let it expand within you. Let it fill you. Ask for guidance and listen now. What is it that you have to share? What are your gifts? What wisdom lives inside you that is begging to be shared? And how will you share that? Open to receive the knowing. How can you love more? Who is it that you need to love today? And who is it that you need to reach out to in love? How are you being called to share love? To love others? What is your mission? Your soul calling? Your life purpose? Open to receive more. Open to be filled with more energy, more wisdom, more resources, more love, more truth, more for your soul calling and life purpose. Let yourself be filled up to overflowing. And give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And bring that wealth that you just experienced back with you into the room here with us. The Devic Seal is about learning how to connect that wealth that we experience in prayer and meditation with the reality of living in the world in very beautiful, real, tangible, loving, honest ways. Would you like that? Yeah. I gave you a paper, and the paper asks some really wonderful questions on it. One of those questions is, how are you being called to awaken? Is it through life experience like it was through me? Is it through soul desire? Are you being asked in your prayer and meditation? Awareness is a very important part of discovering more about who we are. What inner resources are you discovering? What are your talents, your connection, your inner senses? What do you perceive? How do you know? Did you discover something about your inner resources in this meditation right now? Who wants to share something that you just discovered about yourself? No one brave? Okay. Oh, yeah. Did I see your hand go up? No, you were just scratching. Oh, move your glasses. Oh, okay.
I think there's a lesson as far as tolerance goes with people,
This is a busy room, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there is a lesson of tolerance that's important because it doesn't matter what we're doing. This is human life, and there's always something else happening around us, isn't there? And so that's our opportunity to learn to focus more clearly, to be riveted on what's important, to allow what's going on around us to happen, and to be tolerant. And how does that extend to the differences we have with people? How does that extend to being tolerant of differences with people that we don't understand? Tolerance is an important lesson. Yeah. Did you want to share something?
Tolerance is one of the gifts of Earth School, of this being in this school.
Tolerance is one of the gifts of being in this Earth School.
And I wanted to say, sister, I saw your beauty. You are my sister.
Oh, thank you.
You are my sister.
Yes, yes. We are sisters. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored by that. Thank you. I see the beauty in you. And each of us in the room. Yes, thank you. So it's important to do some work, to discover what are your talents. What do you do well? And here's the funny thing. What's the most natural to us is our greatest gift. And often it's so natural that we don't even know that it's a gift. We just think other people can do that. I'm 58 years old, and it was only in the last few years that I realized that other people can't do what I do. I just naturally assumed other people could do what I do. And it's only been lately that I've been really able to accept some really unique and wonderful gifts that I have as I access my divine inheritance and this connection deepens. All of us have really amazing, unique gifts. that are just waiting to be discovered so we can realize what amazing, brilliant, shining beings we are and how much we have to share. Every one of us is valuable. So I challenge you, if you haven't already done this, to take this little innocuous paper home with you and to really pray and meditate with these questions to discover what is it that lives within you that is different, that's unique, that is precious and special just to you. What is it that you've been sent here, that you've embodied here to share? And it may be something that is as simple as loving my family deeply, unconditionally, and wow, is that challenging. So it may seem simple to love our families, but wow, we all have families. Yeah. Or it may be something else for you. So whatever it is, I challenge you to explore in prayer and meditation and journaling. What is it for you? And the more you pray about it, the more you journal about it, the more you'll discover about it. What are your soul qualities? We're going to do a little experiment in soul qualities right now. Are you ready for that? And I'm going to need some helpers. I'm going to need 5 helpers. Who wants to be my helpers? Jump right up here and come up front to be my helpers. Thank you. So what are, thank you, beautiful. One more helper? Oh, excellent. Is that 5? Beautiful, 5. Thank our beautiful helpers. I love brave volunteers who don't even know what you're going to be asked to do, but it's really simple, okay? Okay, trust me, okay? So, what are our soul qualities? Our soul qualities are things like truth. Who wants to hold truth? Excellent, truth. Healing. Who here knows you have healing gifts? Yeah. Who here recognizes truth? That's one of your main gifts, you recognize truth. And I bet you think everybody can do that, don't you? Yeah. Everybody can't do that. Being able to recognize truth is a very important soul quality. How about courage? Who here has courage to go forward even though you're afraid, even through dark times? That's a soul quality that's very important. How about prosperity? Who here has the benefit of an open, prosperous heart? That's another one of our soul qualities. How about connection? Who is deeply connected to Spirit? That's one of our soul qualities. So, there are so many soul qualities, and what you're seeing is just a few of my 2 decks Angel Love cards and Angel Blessings cards. When I created Angel Blessings cards, they came in the form of many of these amazing soul qualities, and one of their main purposes is to help us awaken to these qualities that already live in our souls so they can be deposited into this bank account of who you are in your life here in the world so that you can spend them, so that you can share them, so that you can manifest them. And later, I was asked to do Angel Love cards, which is my second set, which is all about more qualities of love that we are being asked to embody, to manifest, that are our natural soul qualities. This is our divine inheritance. Our soul holds the treasure trove of all of the experience of our previous lives, of all of the gifts and talents that we have developed over all of our previous lives. But not only that, our soul also holds the treasure trove of our true being in heaven. And so as we tap into these soul qualities, we are receiving our divine inheritance. It's awakening within us to spend. So now what I want to do is, here, let me take this from you. And what's your name?
Alma.
Alma. So Alma, close your eyes for a moment. Alma's going to demonstrate for us. Close your eyes for a moment and go into your heart. What is most important to your soul? and tell us?
Forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness, that's a big one, isn't it? And so now what I want you to do is just close your eyes, tune into what needs forgiving, and then trust yourself. You can open your eyes once you feel it. Trust yourself to pull a card that's just the right one for you. And look at the picture, and what does it tell you?
Manifestation.
Yeah. And what does that tell you about forgiveness?
That it needs to happen.
Yeah, it needs to be manifested, doesn't it? Yeah. Jumeirah, the angel of manifestation, is a really interesting angel. And when we forgive, our heart opens so that we can blossom into all kinds of other states beyond that of love. So what we're going to do now, this is the real reason for our 5 helpers, is you can put, so these are big versions of the little cards, just to get you tuned in. So if you can come back and put those on the table, and if you could each take, yeah, put the big ones on the table now. You keep that one. That's for you. Yeah. Okay, so tuck it in somewhere here. Yeah, there you go. You can do it. Okay, yeah, put it on your chair. There you go. Okay, so put the big angels back on the table. And then I want you to take a little stack and go around the room. And let's see, why don't you go start on that side? Okay, and then take a little stack. And why don't you start down here? And take a little stack, yeah, and have them pick one. Yeah, and you start down this side. And you go over on that row, and you just go in the back and start working from the back forward, okay? So what you do, yeah, just make it up. Close your eyes, and that's fine to just take a card or pick one, or however it works, it's just perfect. Any way it works, it's just perfect. And look at the picture on the card and see what it tells you. Look at the words on the card and see what it tells you. We are all open to our inner senses. We all have intuitive knowing. So let that word, I love a laughing response, that's always a good one. Let that picture and that word, those words tell you something in response to what you focused on. Okay, does everybody have one? Who needs one? Okay. Yeah, help each other. If you have extra cards, bring the extra cards back, and you have yours. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so thank you. Did you get one? No. Okay, so you pick one here. There you go, beautiful. Okay, thank you. You can go back to your seats now. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? You got to help. Okay, so look at the picture on the card, look at the words, and let yourself just know how this angel is helping you with what it is you focused on. And who wants to share about your experience? Yes, come on up here. Yeah, that's it.
I can't believe of all this and everything
Okay,
happening.
hold on, wait. What's your name?
Cindy.
Cindy, okay.
I chose Michael, and all summer long I wear lapis. Ear. I think Michael, protect. That's all I've thought about. That's the only angel I seem to be connecting with lately. And then I draw this card out of nowhere.
So do you think it was any coincidence that you're the one who got the Michael card?
It has to be, because I'm thinking, oh, this, people walking all around, and and then there he is.
Huh.
In fact,
What a
I talk to him
coincidence.
all the time. I do. I just went, oh my gosh. Hi, Michael.
Yeah, who else feels that way of, oh my God, wait, don't go away, come back. Who else feels that way about the card you got? That, of course, yeah. I saw you laughing. I thought that was good. So how divination like this works is through the principle of resonance.
Okay.
So you're connecting with Michael, you're praying to Michael, you're talking to Michael, you're wearing lapis, you're doing everything. How can you connect with anybody else but Michael?
It would seem funny to pull somebody else and go, what?
That's resonance.
Okay.
So see, that's a response. You're getting a response. Your prayers are heard.
I'm thrilled.
Thank you. Thank you. Who else wants to share about your card and your moment there? Yes, come on up here.
I got freedom.
Oh, cool. So what's your name?
Ron,
Ron. Hey, Ron. So what's amazing about freedom?
it's not as amazing as what I like. I like to be free of all these constraints down here.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
From school right on up.
Yeah. So what were you focused on, and how does that speak to what you were focused on?
Well, if this works out the way I think it's supposed to, evidently I'm supposed to be able to get help to have more freedom. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Is that
exactly
it?
how it works.
Okay.
So all of these constraints that we have, if you could see this picture, I know it's a little hard for you to see because it's really small. It's a guy in jail, and there's an angel coming taking him out of the jail. So
That's Earth.
Earth, that's Earth, yeah. Some of these constraints are, yes, the physical properties of Earth, the natural laws of Earth. But there are other constraints that happen in our minds and our emotions. There are ways that we constrain ourselves. And that's what this is about. This is about letting us know that we have the key to our own shackles and our own prison door. That we can open that door anytime we want to and be free from those thoughts and emotions and beliefs that we have that keep us bound. And you may still have to stick around in the body a bit longer. But life just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Yeah. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. One more. Who else wants to share? Who really didn't get your card and your angel? Yeah. Can you come up? No, okay, you stay there, because you're in microphone range.
I just don't want to get up.
I know, that's okay. So tell us your name?
Gina.
Gina, okay. And Gina, what were you focused on?